Buenos dias. I think we're here. Morning to all who have joined us. Why would anybody join us on such a beautiful Saturday morning like this? But still, thank you to all who have. Welcome to What the X. That was an opening track there was Locked Horns by the Tide Inside, the latest masterpiece from the Tide Inside. Right, I'm going to do something a wee bit different this morning because we're heading into a new era, a new era of What the X. So I think if I'm right in doing so, I can push a button here. And I'm joined by Brian Crosby. How are you doing, Brian?
I'm good, Bob. I'm good. How's you?
I'm all right, soldier. Thanks for dropping in this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Let me just check on the few who have been mad enough to stay indoors and join us. Liven up yourself. Good morning to you. Can everybody hear Leslie Gray? How are you? Can everybody hear Brian? Can you speak, Brian?
Yo, can you hear me, guys?
Just so I know, because I've got a lot of plates that I have to juggle here to make these things happen, you know. So, Brian, you've come in this morning because basically, thanks, the audio's good. Let me just put your wee poster thing up here. Later this afternoon at 2 p.m, you're going to be in West Pilton Park, is that right?
That's right, yeah, West Pilton Park. Not Pilton Park, West Pilton Park.
Where's that, next to Crutoe? Is it down into the scheme?
That's right in Pilton, aye.
Yeah, I know we are. So you're going to be taking your Sovereign Scots sound system down there this afternoon, is that right?
That's right, yeah.
And who's going to be there? Urban Thing, are they going to be there?
They're going to be there. They'll be there at 6 p.m.
Right, okay. Who else is going to be there?
We've got ONS.
Uh-huh.
We've got the Next Gimmick.
Okay.
We've got the Real Genesis.
Yeah.
We've got Jam. We've got Raj Mahal.
Uh-huh. Lindsay, is Lindsay Dre going
Let's
to
have a look. Aye, we've got Lindsay Dre as well. And Mick G.
Uh-huh. And a few other heads might be dropping in as well.
There is. I'm sure MC Eloquent's showing up with Ginger Nomad and stuff. Some Sketchy Beats crew are showing up. So
nice one.
It should be a good day. Pilton are ready for it. Like, I clean windows in Pilton. That's my window cleaner run. What
did you say that you were? What's your official title? A vision enhancer?
I'm a vision enhancer, Bob. Aye.
Well, we all need more. We need more vision enhancers, Brian.
I bring the light into people's life.
I know this is true. I can vouch for this. Tell me, what's you went over to Calder the other week there after the madness that was happening
after that
there.
wee thing, I done a wee thing in Calder, aye, just to lift the spirit a wee bit, because it's getting a wee bit angsty. It's getting a wee bit. Well, we're in civil unrest right now. We all know we're in civil unrest right now. Everybody knows it's going to kick off, right? So, next step for civil unrest, right, is civil war.
All right, okay.
So we need to prevent that.
Right,
we need to prevent
all right, so
that.
we're not into that then.
No, we don't want any civil war or civil unrest. So the only way to heal this unrest that we're all in right now is with a sound system. It's through music and art and performance and just lifting spirit. This is a war against spirit we're in right now. And that's the agenda, is to just obliterate spirit, everybody's spirit. So we need to be lifting each other's spirit and everybody's spirit that's around us. We need to be lifting the energy here.
I couldn't agree more, man. I mean, like, the sun, it's a beautiful day, let's be honest. It's a gorgeous day today, so, you know, you could do worse than head down to West Pilton Park and check out some good vibes from some good people. But it's that kind of vibe, isn't it? It's like, you said that you'd gone past St Giles this morning. Or I saw the Unite the Clans guy on TikTok,
Right.
and he was saying he wanted everybody to meet at St Giles, and I was like, come on, man, St Giles. Anyway, so you went past there, and I think there's a bit of a flashpoint protest. It's happening now, I would imagine. It was to start at 11 or something.
I think there's a mob meeting there, and there's a mob meeting at the Mound, and these two separate groups of people are marching to Holyrood.
They're both marching at Holyrood, are they?
They're both. That's what I'm hearing. Aye.
So you've got the sort of pro-Palestinian bloc that are the left, if you like, whatever, and then you've got what are deemed to be the far right on these Unite the Clans cats at the other side.
It's getting mental, Bob. As I explained to you before we went live, right? See, I've not got anything against any flag in particular, right? I'm no anything against any flag, right? This is all flags in general, right? This is what I see, right? This is what I see here, right? Doesn't matter what flag you're flying, doesn't matter how many flags are on this protest or march or demo or whatever. When I see all these flags and all these people, all I see is another regiment of the Orange Order. That's what I see. It's just the same thing.
The optics look too similar to you, basically.
It's just the same thing, mate. It's all it is. It's just another regiment of that thing. You know what I mean? Just mind this, the pipes, know what I mean? That's the only thing that's missing.
Okay, and so your solution to this is to sort of bring in a wee bit of
a bit of harmony, mate. We've got to from chaos to harmony.
Okay,
we've got to turn this chaos into. We've got to bring some harmony into the chaos, mate.
Yeah, man, respect. Yeah, definitely.
But we're in this like crucial moment in time, right? So years ago, right, when the black people first came over here, they were getting brutalised by the Chelsea and the Tottenham fans. They were getting slaughtered, and it was that bad, Bob, right? That children were being murdered, mate. Families were being burnt out their houses, right? So we're back at this kind of time again. We're at the crux of something like this kicking off again. We need to stop that from happening, right? So what they done back then was the Notting Hill Carnival started because of that. What the black people done to heal that is they brought out the sound systems, right? And that's still going on to this day. The Notting Hill Carnival was created because of that. So we're still at another like moment in time like that, right? Where culture's being cancelled right now. So we need to be coming out with the culture, or it is going to be completely cancelled. And I think we can honestly heal this with the sound system. Like, it's going to get to the point where families will get chased out their house. We need to heal the communities. We need to heal this vibe before it gets there. We're right on the cusp of civil war, mate. We're on the cusp of it.
They do say the only good system is a sound system, like.
Totally,
you know what I
aye.
mean? So
and the solar system. Let's not forget the solar system.
Right, definitely. You went out to Calder the other week there after the sort of friction that happened. What was the vibe when you went out there? Was it a bit tense?
Well, it was a wee bit tense. I went out on the Saturday after they had the big flag demo thing on the Friday, and I went out with the sound system and I just played a wee bit of music. But I opened up with Flowery Scotland, right, on the bagpipes. And this one guy wasn't, I don't know if it was the bagpipes or Flowery Scotland that he didn't like, right, but he opened his window and he launched about half a dozen eggs at us. Honestly, like, none of them hit us, right, but like on the last egg that he threw, right, he went to close his window, and as he closed his window, the egg fucking hit the window and hit him closing the window, like. But
egg on the proverbial face then.
Aye, that was just one. But there was a bit of applause. There was a bit of applause for people. There was people at their window.
Right.
It was nothing like the Sunshine Underneath thing, no, Bob, which was 6 years ago today.
Let's actually. You told me about that clip. I think I can play that here.
Before you get that up, right? That was 6 years ago today. I done that, right?
This day today. This
day today. So they shut us down on the Equinox, Bob, because that was the last day of business, right? The reason I know that was last day of business, because the people that recorded this clip that you're about to show, they've got a restaurant opposite the Banana Flats, and they were just, as I done that, they were just winding up their business, closing the door, and they said it was kind of symbolic because they didn't know when they were going to be opening their doors again. So that's how I know that was the last day of business. The very next day was lockdown. So tomorrow is 6 years of lockdown, Bob.
Got
and
you.
it doesn't feel like 6 years ago.
No,
it feels
not at
like
all.
a year ago.
It's wild,
and the
isn't it?
reason I'm doing this thing in Pilton Park is because it's 6 years to that, so I'm taking it to another train spot in Tower Block.
Okay.
Right, and basically, I've not stopped since then, Bob. You've seen me do this.
For real, man.
What's happened
Of
is
course, yeah, definitely.
it's built this big ship, right? This big ship's been built, and it sails across central Scotland every winter, every summer, every spring, every autumn. This big ship sails across central Scotland, mate, and it picks people up that are lost at sea, and it brings them back to dry land. That's what's happening here, and it's beautiful. There's so much love coming
Bro,
through it.
I have to say, every time I've touched down when you've had the set up and all the people that have turned up to collaborate and assist, it's been a great vibe. Every time I've ever seen
It's
you
all
bring the
credit
sound
to
out
the
that
artists
menu.
and the hosts, mate, that are pulling this together. It's the artists and the hosts that are pulling this together for me.
So what you're saying, 6 years ago, you went down to the Banana Flats.
The Banana Flats,
and
aye.
you pointed your sound system
It
at
was,
the Banana
aye,
Flats.
So the Banana Flats is shaped like a banana, as you know, Bob,
Yeah.
right? It's curved like a banana. So I've pointed the speakers into that scoop. It's like a big speaker. Pointed like a K and a half. I put a K and a half of sound into the Banana Flats.
Yeah.
And about 20k must have came back.
Right, okay.
Honestly, it echoed right across Leith.
And it made and how many views did it end up getting?
I don't know, I never recorded that because I didn't want to record it.
But it became like an STV news piece, is that right?
It became breakfast TV in Australia, mate.
Is that right?
Breakfast TV, it
So
went
this was it
viral,
here?
aye.
I see it here. Let me try and. Everyone was singing along.
That was amazing, mate.
You can see everyone on their balconies.
It was some sight, Bob, honestly. It was beautiful to see, like. And we'd done a half-hour set. We'd done about a half-hour set. So from there, it went into Iggy Pop, Lust for Life.
Right.
And then Bon Slippy, The Underworld. It was kind of
Brilliant.
that train spot and
Yeah.
vibe to it, eh?
That's fantastic. Well done, man. That's super cool, yeah?
And I've not stopped, Bob. I've
Nah.
not stopped every season, every year, 6 years solid. I've not stopped. And this 6 year coming up, it feels like a milestone. And I've not looked back, Bob. That's what I love about being me right now. It's just like I'm just looking ahead. I'm just, what's next? What am I going to do next? I've not looked back.
Yeah.
But because the 6 years has came up, I'm now looking back. And I'm fucking gobsmacked, mate, that I've had a 6 year run at this.
For real.
Unstoppable. Like, nobody's stopped it. Nobody's shut it down. Like, that's unprecedented, mate. It is.
And for the summer coming, do you see yourself doing a lot more of these events as we're coming into summer?
The summer's already mapped out, mate. Like, they've got so many hosts coming on board that are just going to map the summer out for us. So we're in July, Glasgow Green, we're in July again. And then we're up Carlton Hill again on the summer solstice.
Okay.
And we do the Scottish Fringe thing in the Meadows every Saturday on the Fringe.
Right.
Because the Fringe is like the most multicultural festival in the world, right? But there's fuck all Scottish at the Fringe.
Very little.
Right? No, I mean, you maybe get Craig Hill in a kilt doing a bit of comedy. Know what I mean? That's about it.
Yeah.
So we land in the Meadows every Saturday on the Fringe, and the crew just come. They come from all over Scotland for this. It's beautiful.
Nice one, dude. Nice one. So basically, what time are you going to be down there from today then?
2 o'clock till probably about 7, 8
See what
o'clock.
goes down,
See
right.
how long I can get away with it.
Just before you go, did you clock this woman earlier the week there from
I
Edinburgh
seen you
City?
posted that, aye.
I'll put it up here just there. Let's just have a wee look at it because it's quite amusing. I wondered what's your take on this? I mean, you're an Edinburgh boy, right? You've been here a long time. What do you make of it?
Follow up with that, where you mentioned the West Coast accent. I think, what I took from Councillor Knowles McVeigh's question is that Edinburgh maybe doesn't have a regional accent per se because it's such an international city. So it's going to be learning from a lot of different things. Yeah, how does it learn from all the different languages?
So that is the type of technology.
So what do you
can
make?
do with it.
What do you make of that? That Edinburgh doesn't have a regional accent.
That's mental. That's just like saying that Edinburgh doesn't have any Edinburgh people anymore.
Well, that's kind of how it feels a bit
But
sometimes,
see,
right?
see, if you play the end of that clip, see the attitude of that woman there?
Which one? Let me
The,
see
the,
here.
the one that comes in at the end. The
Yeah.
attitude that she comes back with.
How
Listen
does-
to that.
So that is the type of technology, convener. It is machine learning.
That's what you say.
It's just the attitude that she comes back to her with, eh?
I think it's a bit weird though. It's weird that that's our sitting council. They're our elected councillors for the city.
See, to be honest, Bob, right, we didn't need any government. We didn't need any political parties at all. We could get rid of all that, right? All we need is a decent council, decent people, right, to make sure the bins get emptied, make sure the hospitals are open.
Fix the roads.
Make sure, fix the roads. Make sure the lights get turned on and off. Make sure the heating's on in the winter. Like, the rest of it's fucking nonsense, mate. It's just division, confusion.
There's a lot of truth, Brian.
The political parties just come up with all these arguments, and like, it's no us, it's them. It's like, this kind of thing, eh? We just need a council to run the fucking place, and everything's hunky-dory, mate.
They're kind of custodians. They're all the same. They're custodians of the same broken system. You know what I mean? We need the system to change, but they're just interested in, like, managing it. Basically, that's the kind of managers. You know.
It's nuts, mate.
They're basically a whole bunch of managers. Right, a few comments here. Matty Ross says, what a legend. I presume that's directed at you, Brian, this morning for your efforts. Tide Inside says, watching from the Western General, Bob. I'm here all day. Cheers for the play. That's the Tide Inside themselves. Nice to see that they're there. Spot on, says Arpion, talking my language. He's his own ray of sunshine. That's directed at you, Brian. How do you respond
Keep shining,
to that?
guys.
Keep shining.
Keep shining.
Absolutely. Right, well listen, Brian, thanks a lot for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me, Bob.
Hopefully
honest.
we'll get more, we can get you back in. We're going to have a lot more guests over the coming period as well. And keep me informed of what you're doing with your with the sound system where you're taking the Sovereign Scots Network. Like I say, I've clocked so many great artists, guys like Tribal John and Dazza and that, when you had them up on the hill. That was like, anybody that came along, anybody that was just there happened to see that day, they were getting a primo performance, you know what I mean? And I tend to see that, you know what I mean? There's a good energy and a good vibe with everybody that seems to touch the mic and it's
great. It's good. See what I love about it, Bob, right? I see, like, a lot of people have had their first gig. It's been their actual first gig. And, like, people fuck up and they mess up or whatever, right? But look, there's no cringe, mate.
No.
There is no cringe. Everybody's
it's dead supportive.
cheering them on. Know what I mean? It's like, you will finish this. Know what I mean?
Definitely.
People are about to drop the mic,
and you've got
like
amazing people.
Told.
You've got amazing people like Lindsay and stuff turning up as well, who are like seasoned pros, really. You know what I mean? And great folk like that are part of the whole thing. So, West Pilton Park,
not Pilton Park. West Pilton Park.
From this afternoon.
EH4 4YB.
Right, nice one, Brian. I'm going to jump to a bunch of clips now, and I'll see you at the now. So thanks.
Keep shining, guys.
Brilliant. Thanks for joining us, Brian. I'll catch you later. Cheers.
Bold, you wear a hat when it's cold. You moved in just up the road. You're Virtue Constable from Inverkeven. You are bold.
Shem salam alaikum. Bacon up. Johnny from Houston. Arston. Break it down.
I will never forgive those of y'all that were begging for bombs in Iran. Will never forgive those of you that danced in the face of bombs. I will never forgive those of you that went on national TV and mass media and said that the elementary school that murdered 160 plus little elementary school kids was an Iranian misfire, and you reported it completely wrong, and you ran propaganda for American wars. I will never forgive those of y'all that are watching our people inhale toxic smoke that is probably going to make them die from cancer in the next 5 to 10 years. I will never forgive those of you that are watching this and you're still advocating for bombs. I don't care what situation people are in, bombs are never the answer. Ever. And you guys are going to learn this the hard way. Every single one of you is going to learn this the hard way. If you went in the streets and you danced and you celebrated this, you and I are not the same. And I don't give a fuck if you hate me, because I will never be like you. I will never celebrate bombs. Ever. Every single one of you should be ashamed of yourselves. Point blank, period.
ממוקמת שמאל או ימין?
אמצע.
מה זה ניצחון בעיניי?
למחוק אותם?
שתי מדינות לשני עמים.
פצצת אטום, כדי שנחיה.
אפשר לחיות עם ערביי ישראל?
לא, ערבי טוב זה ערבי.
Have you ever wondered what some of the private parks are like in Edinburgh? I recently moved to the neighbourhood and I'm about to show you. In addition to any rent that you pay, you will have to pay for a garden association or the civic association. Although it does come at a price, it is beautifully maintained. When I'm inside this park, I feel like I'm not in Edinburgh at all. It's so quiet and serene. Although each park does come with its own set of rules, aimed that you're limited as to who you can bring and how you may use the park. Personally, I think that all green spaces should be shared and it should be open to everybody in Edinburgh. What do you think?
Right then, it's just me and you, whoever you are or aren't they, at this time of the morning. But it is a beautiful day. Good morning on the X. Good morning for big BJ McGee, Bojos McGinty. We need to have a leaderboard of Raj names that join what the X. Desperate for youth clubs, Citadel has had its funding halved in a year. No doubt about it. But you know, they reap what they sow. They'll find out what goes on if you starve people long enough. They'll start making a noise that you're maybe not pleased about. Right, what are we looking at? Madame Guy, good morning to you. Have you all been good boys and girls and shared this dynamic live stream on your social media channels? I should hope that you have. Right, where to begin? Where to begin? I like that. Brian's a vision enhancer. And he certainly is. He's got a good posse of people participate when he turns up with the sound. So if you're able to get down to West Pilton Park this afternoon, then do so. I'll just arrange my windies. I need a windy cleaner. Thank you very much. I shared. No bother. Tidy. Right, let's have a look and see what's been going on. We're 5 weeks away from the most exciting event, our half-decade exciting event of Scottish elections. Are you all are you all trembling in anticipation as to what the outcome is going to be come May? I bet you'll know. Hold on a minute, I've got this. Right, let's have a look here. This is this Believe in Scotland racket. They're like the sort of government, the official government this guy Gordon, whatever his name is. This is like a psyop, an SNP psyop masquerading as a public event, but it's just basically an SNP promotion rally. And that's on the 28th of March, so I would advise everybody to avoid that like the plague. It's just teeming with kind of government apparatchiks and whatnot, so I would be definitely avoiding that. Best show in Scotland is like, you think so? Well, it's true. We are live now. So this Edinburgh accent thing obviously did irk me a wee bit. It's like, what is that all about? How can she be like, there's no, I mean, this is like an elected councillor of Edinburgh City Council. And I think it's worthy, you know, I think that needs dug into a wee bit. I don't think that that's just as innocent as it seems. You know, I think this leads into these continual critiques and arguments that we go on about. We're, you know, I keep saying it. You know, we're outrageously underrepresented as a culture. You know what I mean? It's like the Ouija, and then she goes like, it's almost like a given thing, like, you know, like obviously like the West Coast accent. It's like that. Why is that all right? Obviously, we've been having the Ouijification of all things for decades. Well, we're just supposed to be like, I no bother. Let's all start talking like this. All right. Good morning, everybody. Is everybody having a nice Saturday? I hope you're having a wonderful afternoon. Welcome to What the X. This is how I've got to present the programme from now on, so that machine learning models can understand what it is that I say, because I'm from Edinburgh and unfortunately nobody understands what people from Edinburgh sound like, so I've got to speak like this now. There's about 6 Edinburgh accents, let alone one. I guarantee there is. When did she say that? It's a fucking well thing. She said it the other day. I'm insulted. I'm upset about this. I don't like the fact that people don't understand that there's an Edinburgh accent. Sounding like Darren McGarvey. I don't think so. You think so? Anyway. What's Pat Kane saying? Edward Harkins. Is that, right, do you know what? Right, I'll tell you what. Let's just get into it. Let's go and look. I have to look at my bookmarks, eh? I don't actually know if I bookmarked what I wanted to bookmark. But maybe I did, because there's Lloyd having a... I don't know what these bookmarks are. I don't think these are... No, these aren't... Okay, let's go and look at... Okay, so people don't know what's happened, but hold on a minute. I'll tell yous. Right, so there's basically a civil war within these nascent independence parties, okay? So there's a few things going on. Let me find this sort of thing. An implant says, wonder how long she's lived here. Well, where's she from, right? That woman, because she had a sort of a Fife kind of accent. I thought that she had a sort of like a bit of that going on. Like, I don't know, but could somebody tell me where she's from? People were going like, she's from Morningside. I was like, she's no from fucking Morningside, right? She's no from Morningside. So where is she from? I need. Where's this guy, Alan Petrie? Was it? I wonder if I could find his account. You'll need to just bear with me. I'm not particularly organised when it comes to this just now. Alan Petrie. Wait a minute. Was it Petrie? I think this is him here. Right, so this guy, I think they're called Alliance for Independence Scotland, right? And they set up this party because they wanted to I'm getting a bit confused, to be honest. But they set up this party, right? And they had done a lot of work. Like, they put in all this work, like, because they're basically, like, they've got the right idea, okay? And the right idea is to reject the mainstream party political organisations, right? And I don't know how many times this drum has to be beaten, right? But if you're participating in neoliberal party politics and you're throwing your vote behind one of these mainstream political parties, you know, that is a wasted vote, okay? I was saying to Brian there, you know, you're just basically choosing which bunch of managers to install to sort of badly manage a broken system. And this partisan allegiance to political parties is a declaration of mental degeneracy, really, you know. If you're still actively participating in mainstream neoliberal party politics at this point, or trying to pretend that it has some substance or meaning, then you're either mentally got some significant issues, or you're willfully ignorant. You're willfully behaving in this way because it suits you. That's why I've got such a contemptuous dislike towards those sections of the left media, if you like, you know, who want to critique the system, but as soon as it comes to elections, they can't disguise their enthusiasm for it, you know, because they're just liberals. I find so anyway, what had happened was this, right? What had happened was these independent organisations, they had set up a bunch of political parties, right? There's a couple of them. And I think it was this Alliance for Independence. Is this the right one? I've become confused. There seems to be another party here. What's going on here? Oh, for God's sake. What is going on here? Right, basically, I think. Oh, wait a minute, right, I've gone, I see what I've done. I'm not on the actual guy's page. I bet yous are fascinated by this, eh? Right, basically what happened was Tommy Sheridan and Craig Murray jumped into this new party after they had basically gone. The ambassador was briefly. What he's saying is he not a member of this now? Is that not? The ambassador was briefly a member before he wasn't. basically what happened was that there was this whole kind of like effort to create these parties, this particular party, and then they had a vote, and they were like, right, Craig, because Alba collapsed. All right, sorry, I'm back of the programme here. So Alba collapsed the other week there. So Tommy Sheridan was bereft of not having a party, and him and Craig Murray joined this other party, Entryists or whatever, like, you know, and everyone got pissed off because they had basically had a vote like the night before, going, we didn't want Tommy Sheridan and Craig Murray in the party. We don't see what value they bring to this project. And someone within the hierarchy of this group or otherwise, or basically stabbed them in the back and went against the collective vote and changed their vote to allow Murray and Sheridan in for this party now. So now Sheridan and Murray have taken over this party, because that's clearly what's going to happen, you know, because there's these two big personalities that have come into the party. So this has opened up a sort of a level of microdrama pre-election, you know, in the sort of periphery of what's going on. But in some ways, I think it's more interesting in taking a look at these types of organisations or otherwise that are trying to infiltrate in some way or other the very stagnant state of Scottish electoral politics. So it kind of interests me, despite my inability to sort of figure out what's going on right now in this moment. But I think it's interesting what's going on here, because as far as the SNP and whatnot are concerned, it's already a foregone conclusion. They've already won the election by a significant amount. I'm not sure, Bob, but predictably there was some brouhaha. So basically, the SNP got a foregone conclusion. There may be some sort of amount of reform, maybe pick up some votes on the list. I think the Greens will pick up quite a lot on the list. Thank you very much. So I think what I'm interested in is what's going on around the election, as opposed to the sort of the clunky sort of minor readjusting of the chairs. You know what I mean? It's which is tragic as well, and I think there should be more scrutiny. I think people should be really thinking about, you know, why are people enthusiastically participating in this pantomime, and why are more people not being categorical and clear about how pointless this entire event is? You know, there's a few things. I'm going to skip to a break. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to go and look for the few things that I want to look at. David Swift, thank you for your donation. Anybody wants to donate, you can click on the Ko-fi donate and donate to us. It's all very welcome. I will return shortly. I will return just in a moment or two.
It is what it is. I'm just trying to make things happen, never waiting, taking action. Working hard on music and I'm working hard and paying my taxes. I save the chat and dodge the fakes and interactions. Now my future's safe, I'm stacking. I've got family nowadays I have to think about, and you'd be tripping if you think I'll ever let them down. So the way I'm thinking daily's awful different now. The streets are done, there comes a time in life you have to gain some ground. I'll keep on rapping for myself and all the real ones listening. I'm a living proof that anyone can beat the system. I was seeking happiness, realised I had to seek that with it. I've been on a learning path for growth, I'm really seeking wisdom. On this path to learn, but trust that there's no destination. Student at the school of life, can't put a cap on education. Understand that when the options run out, man, it gets frustrating. Every day I make progress and that's what keeps me elevated. It's what it is, I don't care what it was, I always do this for me. I don't care about a buzz, cause all this music I'ma make it till I'm taken above. People will talk on you regardless, so just stay what you love. It is what it is, I don't care what it was, I always do this for me. I don't care about a buzz, cause all this music I'ma make it till I'm taken above. People will talk on you regardless, so just stay what you love.
Wow.
The British government and their American and European allies, so-called allies, have got nuclear bases only 20 odd miles down the Clyde there, and they're stockpiling these terrible, horrendous nuclear arms, weapons. Nobody was ever consulted, the people that lived in that near vicinity, that nobody was ever consulted, do you want these missiles to be here? They were superimposed on them. Do you understand me? I mean, those people were not, it didn't matter to the government what those people thought.
We must get back to basics. I'm talking about in Glasgow and west of Scotland particularly, and get rid of this evil that does really beset society, and it is religious bigotry and sectarianism. When the working class begin to realise that we should be pulling in the same direction, religion is only a label attached to us. It's a class matter, it's a whole class matter.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the role of the church, I mean, the sheer hypocrisy of the Malvinas or Falklands campaign, call it what you will, that really astounded me was the way that you were getting these newsreels from Buenos Aires or wherever it is, and however you pronounce the place, and you see these Catholic ministers or bishops blessing the Argentinian troops going into battle, you know, and then you see these tracks of film from the docksides at Plymouth and, you know, fast lane to a certain extent, and you see these British Catholic and Presbyterian, Protestant, Anglican ministers blessing the British troops, you know, and they're blessing the two of them to destroy each other. Should they not have been saying to the troops, the very troops that they were baptising and in the name of the Lord going to fight, should they not have been saying to them, now listen lad, you're going out here, you're sacrificing your life, and then you go back to your slum in Buenos Aires with 130% inflation and all the pro-capitalist institutions that you can think of, and you laddie, you'll be going back to Liverpool to talks to fight in where the police will harass you and jail you, and back to your 3 or 4 or 5 million unemployed. They were not saying that to those troops. Nobody won out of the Malvinas reconquest. Argentinian working class died and British working class died. Poor British sailors for, as you say, Liverpool and Sheffield. Pure working class English and Scottish boys for Ibrox and Pollard. And these districts died for what? What did it prove? It proved nothing. It proved it done nothing for a working class. The working class are always forced to go out and die in any imperialist conflict. But when they come back, they don't own 1 ounce of the soil they're fighting to protect or preserve. They own nothing.
Some men slowly disappear from their own life. Work, responsibilities, expectations. Day after day, just getting through it. And somewhere along the way, things that mattered to you a lot get pushed aside. Not because they didn't matter, because you got busy surviving. Sometimes the best thing you can do is stop for a minute. A quiet, peaceful minute, and remember who you were before the pressure. Keep the heed.
Right, I'm back. I found it. I found this thing, right. So I think what's happened is this guy's left the party, but then he's joined another one maybe or something like that. So anyway, this Alan Petrie guy goes, when principles are broken. I did not join or help create the Alliance to Liberate Scotland for titles, positions or personal advancement. I joined because it was presented as something different, a movement built on one simple principle, independence, nothing less. We told people across Scotland that this would not become another political vehicle for careerists or grifters. We said clearly that it would not become a refuge for those simply looking for their next platform or parliamentary seat. It was supposed to be about outcomes before incomes. I like it, Alan. Independence first and always. For many of us, that promise mattered. I personally spent over 6 months working to get the party registered, including countless hours amending the Constitution and dealing with the Electoral Commission. Anyone who has gone through that process knows how demanding it is. The rules are strict, the scrutiny is constant, and every line of a constitution must be fought for and defended. I did not do that work so that the alliance could simply turn into the same old party politics we set out to challenge. Sadly, that is exactly what appears to have happened. The recent selection of Craig Murray as a candidate has forced me to confront a reality, that many of us had hoped would never arise. Murray has spent years moving between political parties and platforms in pursuit of a parliamentary seat. The alliance was meant to stand firmly against that culture. Hard to argue against. I mean, Murray was both feet into your party just a few months ago. You know what I mean? When those of us with a fucking brain were going like, aye, they bother. That's what to get behind. Right enough, eh? And I think he thought that he could get in there, and that he maybe held a bit of capital or whatever, and that he could maybe get himself a selection or otherwise, and I don't think it was working out for him, and then he started to become a bit critical of it. But the fact that he went in there at all in the first place, like, raised a few eyebrows, you know, certainly on this side, you know. Equally concerning to me are his long-standing views supporting gender self-identification. That's a fucking the trannies. But the trannies, independence, the trannies in the indie movement. But it's true. I mean, everybody is such. It's like the issue, isn't it? It's like this is the thing, like, you know. But they didn't realise it's like. I mean, it's a thing, maybe, aye, but it's not really a thing as well. It's as much a thing as it isn't a thing. It's a thing online. It's a big thing online. A lot of these people are online a lot of the time, and I'm not saying that it's not an issue, but you know. Equally concerning to me, alongside, for many people, this may be seen as just another political debate. But for others, particularly women, vulnerable people, and those who depend on strong safeguarding protections, these beliefs raise very serious concerns. In my view, such policies belief risk undermining women's rights, safeguarding for children, and dignity and protection for disabled people. These are not abstract issues for me. My own family includes disabled loved ones, including my granddaughter, and I will never sit quietly while protections for vulnerable people are weakened. I mean, I've got to hand it to the guy. He sounds very integral. He sounds very, he's put the graft in, and you can understand why he's vexed. You know. What makes this situation even more disappointing is not only the decision itself, but how it appears to have been made. Instead of the transparency and integrity we promised the public, this was done by deals carried out behind the backs of office bearers and party members. That is precisely the behaviour we criticised in the traditional parties. And it kind of goes on. It goes on. In fact, it definitely does go on. But he said here that he was retiring from politics as a result of this, and he was going to focus on his career. But it looks like he may have joined this other party. Let's have a look. What Macapella? Always good to see the old Macapella in the house. Macapella. A large part of the frustration seems to surround Craig Murray. He's a man who will join any party he thinks will give him the best chance of securing a political career. I have to say, I don't think there's much doubt about that. I mean, I've said before, Murray's an intriguing character. I've said he's maybe He's got a touch of the Jeffrey Archer about him, like, you know what I mean? The sort of upper class fantasist novelist dude or whatever, you know. But Murray has said some. I think when it comes to this side of things, I do kind of fall into that path, going like, what are you all about? Like, you know, why are you? I tell you what's bothering me a wee bit about Craig Murray, right, at the minute. From what I've seen, I mean, let's have a look at his. Let's have a. By the way, whoever said this, Bob's stream is cracking as ever. Check out the live show now. Thank you very much. Psychogeography. Just arrived this morning from my good Paul. Imagine a socialist vision for this. We are. What is happening to Scotland? I mean, let's face it, right? If anything, we're going to be entertained over the next 4 or 5 weeks. I have to say. I would hope that we're entertained. Let's have a look and see what Craig Murray's actually saying, right? Craig Murray. Something irritated me a wee bit that I saw. I should have bookmarked it. Okay, I tell you what was bothering me a wee bit about Murray is seemed to me that he was trying to rebrand himself as some kind of ardent class voice. I saw something that I was like, hold on a minute, pal, that's not your politics. Didn't start getting at that. Right, let's be honest. See the thing about Murray, right? And I've said it many times before. I never quite got my head round the deference that Scottish nationalists gave to a guy who had been a salaried member of the British establishment as an ambassador. He's probably in line. He's probably got a British ambassador's diplomatic pension or something like that, you know. So why are you sort of venerating some guy who was quite happy to operate on behalf of the British state, right? Literally as a fucking ambassador for the British establishment. This, to me, raises some significant questions about this person's political, you know, political persuasion, to say the least, you know. And I think that there's a lot of fingers can be pointed. You know, he's basically tried to be in every single political party that exists, bar the communists, and now he's sort of talking like a communist or attempting to, and that's some weird vibe going on, I have to say. Katrina says, why is Craig Murray so desperate to get elected? It must be stunningly boring. I remember back in the day when he was Sheridan's sook, he called women in the SSP as witches. Well, Craig Murray called women witches, did he? I was unaware of this. Witches? Why did he call them witches? Hold on a second. I have a message here from Psychogeography, who I don't believe we've ever been joined by Psychogeography before, but I like the notion, I like the concept of Psychogeography. So anybody that calls themselves Psychogeography has got a win. If you spoil your ballot, you have to read it out to all the candidates during the count and project it on a big screen. Hence, I am writing a lengthy, aggressive, profanity-laden essay with my accusations and remonstrations concerning Gaza and other offences of the political class on mine. I expect to be in the voting booth for about 30 minutes. That is, of course, unless you're standing, Bob. Well, that's very flattering, I have to say. I must say, I'm very flattered to see that. An essay, I've been advocating a Bobby on the ballot, which I think is equally as valid. But I do believe there's an awful lot to be said about spoiling your ballot. If there's nobody available for you to vote for, and if you've only got a major political party to vote for, including the Greens, spoil your ballot. What is this running behind the Greens, or some sort of, like, you know, the Greens are a vote for people like that put money in a charity box and think that they've contributed to making society a better place. Like that's what voting for the Greens is, like, you know, guilt-free laundering, liberal laundering. That's what a Green vote is, especially the Scottish Greens, like, you know. But I think there are some interesting people. Chris Cullen, is Chris Cullen the communist? Is he the communist guy running? I need to get a word with Chris. Let's find out about Chris. Did you see this guy getting? Did you see this guy getting the missile launched at him? That was a bit mental. What is Craig Murray saying about this? This Independence Party thing. Arpignon said it was Barhead Boy who flipped his vote. Now that's the guy, Roddy. He blocked me a long time ago. He's had me blocked forever. But it was him that drew the knife. I can't find it. I had intended to stand for your party. I had intended to stand for your party. Well, had you been selected? But in light of the below, I am standing for Alliance to Liberate Scotland, an umbrella group of all independence supporters. Bill Cowan. And by doing so, Liberate Scotland is greatly diminished and now falling apart. Thanks, Craig. Off topic, well, fair enough. It's the Agendalist Collective. Off topic on Sheridan-esque situations. I might have seen that actually. Is it in like a social club somewhere? He says on Sheridan-esque situations, his mum singing The Impossible Dream is one of my favourite YouTube clips of all time. Even Tommy is sitting cringing. Gorgeous stuff. I might have seen that. It is an absolute topper. my boy Tommy. Fair play at the Sheridans. But no, I think I had said before when Alba. I mean, what happened to Alba? I mean, what's going on with that? Somebody's been like dipping the till. Is that the drill with Alba? What are we going to do? It just seems so depressing. I mean, let's look at these idiots, right? These people. Talking to Lester Piggott's. So what is going on up at the... I caused a bit of friction online yesterday. I don't think that people should maybe have gone and formed a counter-protest to these kind of, as Jim's called them, Lester Piggott's up at the council. I'm not up at St Giles or St Giles. I mean, what's this guy called? What was he called? Edinburgh Castle. Let me see if I can find him.
So someone asked us how to get up to the penthouse. We thought we'd make a little video and show yous.
A wee tutorial, come on.
Oh wait, you won't be able to hear that. They can't accuse us of voter apathy. You have stood before, though, not for Holyrood, but is that true about them having to read our soiled ballots? Yes, that is true. Like that's like the classic story, because that's what happens. Like, because it was COVID. they had to put them on a screen. Now, normally I think they just show. So all the candidates that run, if there's any spoiled ballots and you can say that you believe that that spoiled ballot is for you, you can claim that ballot so long as everybody kind of goes, aye, well, maybe, you know what I mean? So maybe the mark is near your name or something. But because it was COVID, they had done it like with this camera and these screens. So I'd been noising up Robertson like the whole way through, and then we had to obviously meet at the count. And because they were all anxious about me being there, they basically gave Angus Robertson his own screen, but it was just right next to all the rest of us. So it was basically just it was just so he didn't have to actually stand like right next to me, because he had this. He walked past me in the hall, and we walked right past each other. And I gave him a wee nod, and he stuck his nose up in the air. I've never seen anyone like. It was like something a comic, you know. It's like some sort of like. Jeeves and Wooster or something, you know what I mean? And he kind of like he just looked at me and he stuck his nose up like this as he went past me. I was like, fucking hell. So we went down to the bit where they call out all the spoiled ballots, and everybody was in this group, and it was because it was like COVID and stuff, and even that, it's hardly fucking social distancing, you know, the farce of the whole thing. And so they're going through all the ballots, and it'd be things like, you know, sex, not gender, or whatever. Like occasionally, even then, it'd be like a Free Palestine or something. Do you know what I mean? And it'd be whatever it would be. And then right at the end, and there was like a whole group of us. You know, it's like all the candidates from the parties and the apparatchiks and everything. You know. And they all take it so fucking seriously, right? And then right at the end, there was just somebody had just done like a massive cock and balls and just sharp as fast as fuck. I was like, that's one of Angus's. Everybody like looks at the Backstreet Kids, like, you know. So yeah, your answer to that is yes. Everybody does get to see the spoiled ballots. Which is why I'm advocating the phallus on the ballot, like, you know. I think that we could get a, you know, I think the ballots do actually get destroyed, but you know, in some sort of collective artistic experiment, you know, we could, you know, an art project, we could all kind of participate in this. I think there's a lot to be said for this. I'm not yes, he did. He has been polite since then, but I'll never forget that. Kevin McKenna called us a coven. I'll probably be spoiling my ballot again. Was it Murray talking about the cycle lanes, Bob? You could hear the TikTok. Thank you. Maybe you could hear. Maybe the TikTok is. Let me just check. I didn't think you'd be able to hear that TikTok. Maybe you can. Who was I looking for? I was looking for that. Like, does anybody know? Have we got any updates on the? Maybe we can find out from this thing now. Maybe I can go to it and see what goes on.
This is our guy working.
I think that's him, Edinburgh Castle.
Assalamu alaikum.
This is him here. What's a different guy? Is this one?
Right, this is going to be happening every single day we wake up, right?
This is a guy.
Sadiq Khan. That was a spectacular thing you done in Trafalgar Square, pal. I'm telling you, just watch St Giles.
St Giles.
What's your number in St Giles? Right. So, we're going to do this, whether you like it or no, and all of your mob, we're going to hear. This is Scotland. And we are the real people.
Yes.
And we're going to show you. This is not England, guys. I'm not down in England, but there's been a lot of damage done down there. All the clans are united now. We're all going to stand together as one, as a people, to show the people of Scotland they've got defence, they've got security. The real men have stood up, yes? Are you with me? Are you with us all? Let's do this.
Right, so these were the guys going up to St Giles. St Giles. Here we go. Here, the National are on it. Hundreds of anti-racism activists have gathered at St Giles in Edinburgh. They are set to march to the Scottish Parliament as part of a counter-protest against the Unite the Clans rally. Now, I was saying I didn't think that they should have done this. I didn't see the benefit of this, of going along to challenge some of that mob that go up there. But whatever. You know, well, this guy doesn't want to have his face seen. This guy wants to tell them what their enemies are. Like, you know, that always works out well. Like, you know, what we need is some sort of like middle class student to tell working class people what they are or what's wrong. Like, you know, that's a Barry vibe. Anyway, I don't think. I don't know what's going on there, but I wondered if it would be tense or not. But it's a lovely day for it. It's a lovely day for a counter-protest, like, you know. Lloyd, shut up and dance in your imbecilic rainbow laces. Tensions are getting frayed as we... Oh, wait, so I take it that Niall Fraser is down there. Maybe we should have broadcast. Maybe we should have took part. Maybe I'm kind of losing out here by not taking part in this. So is this the? I don't know what's going on. Has nobody got any? Has nobody got any live streams? I personally felt that the spectacle of it wasn't great. Where Owen Jones, I saw, had taken a pic. Owen Jones has gone to Cuba, as has Kneecap. And I saw Kneecap last night. I wonder if maybe it'd be Channel 4 News. Kneecap maybe. Yeah, so Kneecap were on Channel 4, right? And they'd gone to Cuba to kind of like, you know, I don't know why they went to Cuba, right? Because I've been to Cuba a lot. I've got quite a strong association with Cuba. And I don't know why right now. Cubans right now are really suffering, right? And they're suffering like they've never really suffered before. And when it came to the Gaza thing, I was 100% behind Kneecap. I think Gaza is the crime of the century. And I'm not saying what's happening to Cuba isn't outrageous and disgusting and horrendous. And their argument is that they're raising consciousness or they're raising awareness. But I'm not sure how Cubans are going to respond to the sort of tea cosy tricolor hat, like the tricolor tea cosy guy. Like, you know what I mean? They've just jumped off the plane, you know, and they've just arrived there. They've clearly never been there. They didn't care what they're talking about. And between that lot and Owen Jones and who else was it, Corbyn and that, like, I didn't really understand what that's going to do to alter. Is that going to alter US foreign policy? I didn't think so. They've been under embargo for about 60 years or something, do you know what I mean? So just my personal view on that. I wasn't really too excited by this thing. I think it's a bit cringe, to be honest. I think that there's an element of like when your activism becomes part of your brand ascension or something, and I'm not sure about this whole link with the Cuban thing and that. But by all means, correct me if you think your noising of Robertson was legendary. Thank you very much. I would have to agree. I couldn't agree more. But that kind of was like, what's going on with that? Like, I wasn't so sure about that. Is there any live stream of the? Maybe I could get a like Edinburgh protest or something. Is this the Unite the Clans here? Unite the Clans Scotland. AI is really sort of it's allowed everybody to embellish whatever they do into some grand event, but it's not really, is it? Like, stand for our women and children. It's all fair and well, right? But there's no politics, is there? They do not have so much. I mean, I even asked that guy on TikTok. I was like, "What's your politics? They've not got any politics." However, I think it has to be said, neither does the other side. The idea that counter-protest is going like, so what's the position of the counter-protest? Oppose the far right. How do you propose to oppose the far right? By voting for the SNP and other neoliberal political parties. It's the bankruptcy of neoliberal party politics that got us to this place. So the bourgeois liberal left, again, expose themselves in just the same way, you know. I would argue in some respects that they've got even less politics, because it's their subscription to the absolute bankruptcy of neoliberal party politics that has led us to this point. Okay? Jaggy Snake, is this what All Under One Banner are up to these days? I don't know. I don't know if that's them. I wonder if I could try and find a live stream or something. Somebody must be live streaming it, right? 12:15. Was that Simeon prick? Was that the sort of Simeon looking gentleman? What are we saying? There's an evolutionary issue here. Right, I'll be back in a minute. I'll try and find a live stream. But if somebody else wants to have a look, see if they can find some sort of live streaming from the protests. I mean, it's a nice day for it. Let's be honest. Back in a more.
The PM defended what happened in Trafalgar Square and said that any...
Shut your face.
You know, people are so fucking stupid. You know, because obviously Ian Huntley was murdered in prison, and everybody was like, the guy that killed him should get a pint. And it's like, the guy that killed him was in prison with Ian Huntley. Do you think he was a good guy? The guy that killed Ian Huntley was like an R-wordist and a murderer of women. And you're coming on TikTok being like, buy that guy a pint. Guy deserves a medal. You're a bunch of fucking morons. People are so fucking stupid, man. That's why we're in this mess. That's why everything's so shite now, because everybody's fucking stupid. I knew it went wrong. I knew the human race was fucked when I was in Debenhams one time and I saw a handwritten sign that said socks and somebody had put an apostrophe.
If, like me, you grew up in Edinburgh in the 90s, then this is some sight. This is what remains of the nightclub that was known as the Cavendish or the Cav. I think it changed its name to something after that, but I can't recall. But the Cavendish or the Cav, it was an Edinburgh institution. I can remember hearing references to it when I was growing up, and now it's away.
Try to get me in a room, yeah. Everybody wanna talk, why? Always coming with the tunes, they know I'ma take it far, right? Something I already knew, yeah. Never needed your applause, nah. They been saying it's a fluke, this is not a false alarm, nah, it's not. Did it and I never sold my soul, yeah. Devil never gonna hold me close, nah. You could put that on the Holy Ghost.
Good, Devin Hendry from Loch End. You're into the Elite Golden Gloves finals. How's it feel?
I feel overwhelmed, I feel great, and I'm just happy to get the job done. It's not over yet though.
It was a tough bout, but you were confident.
Yeah, it's a tough bout, but I've versed higher competition, especially in his actual, his club. I've versed the Scottish champion, not going to mention the name, don't know if I'm allowed, but I've versed the best of the best, so I knew from my confidence that he's not on my level, realistically.
So you go into Saturday's final now, we know you're going to be boxing Hercules Camden from Glasgow City.
Yep.
Is that something you're impressed by?
Yeah, he's got good boxing fundamentals. What I do know is he's one of a follower of mine, you know. So he follows me. He knows my repetition. So let the best man win. That's all I can say.
And Lochend have a rich history of elite champions. Josh Taylor probably being the most famous. How would it feel to follow in his footsteps and win another elite title for the club?
I would be honestly just grateful and just honoured to even be following his footsteps, because he's the man himself, the King Kong of Scotland, you know what I mean? So it's a pleasure.
Well, good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Back. That's a great track by Wens. Tall as a Mountain. Sturgeon's legacy, end of an era. Did Sturgeon's bowed out from politics? A shame. Finally. Her legacy has been written, it's just that it has been redacted. Less of a trailblazer, more of a stuttering Catherine Wheel of shite. Shite, lies and platitudes that fizzled out long ago. But we still can't get rid of the smell. The thing about Sturgeon is, whilst she was a fraud, of course, as all members of the party political class are, Urban Ting playing at Pilton Park, that cool, he's the MC from Groove Armada, that's right, yeah. Need to boost Bob, London bound, catch you soon comrade. Nice to see you there, Gadge. I just saw this actually, the Canary were posting, so let's go back over to that a second. I saw it here. Oh, it's gone away. Canary. I saw it here. Anti-fascists are marching on Holyrood to oppose the far right. SWP, right? Sturgeon's departure was suitably self-indulgent. Stop the what? Now. It's like you've got everybody, we're off, big turnout in Edinburgh today, but the Canary and that have all come up from England, right? So you've got a whole bunch of English folk to come up, to oppose the far right, which is like, where is this far right protest though? How many people, this Edinburgh Castle guy? We're out in Edinburgh to resist the far right.
People in the right-wing media.
Now. I don't really understand it. I didn't get it. I have to be honest. I didn't really get it. It's just that it's a bit of a pantomime. Catch the train to London, stopping at rejection, disappointment, backstabbing Central and shattered dreams Parkway, Alan Partridge. Yeah. It's a bit weird. I don't know. I can't really. Where is the Canary posting on the Twitter, on the Exosphere? I don't know. I didn't want to be seen to be. Down on people opposing bigotry. I'm just not entirely convinced. You see that picture of me from back in the day? That was in Cuba. What the fuck? Where does the time go, No a Scottish accent amongst them. Student day out. They might as well be doing in London. And it's kind of the point, right? It's like it's hard to kind of like, come on, like there's an element of truth in that. I mean, maybe that's why there's women thinks that there isn't an Edinburgh regional wheat, not meat. I'm not convinced about this whole thing, you know. Meet up for the grass market for gin and tonics later. You're not half wrong, like, you know. What else have we got? Scenes outside Holyrood. There's Niall Fraser. What's he saying? He's a repugnant little idiot, isn't he, really? Scenes outside Holyrood. Who's a wanker? Who's a wanker? That's your efforts, like, you know. I don't think there's that many off the far right, as they want to call it, like, you know. It doesn't look like there's that many people here, does it? You know, it's an awful lot of it's a lot of hype really going on here by the looks of things. I'm finding it, I don't find it that interesting even looking at it from this perspective, I have to say. Let's look at that Holyrood Sources thing. That was the other thing I wanted to look at.
At the heart of all.
Oh, John Swinney is a wank. Chance of John's. It's like, fucking, is this the state of it, like, you know? Chance of John Swinney is a wank. Well, can't you? I bet you couldn't get to sleep last night at the prospect of today's John Swinney as a wanker chance. Where is it? So there's not that many, is there? As we would have expected. One British flag. And here's the counter protest, like, you know. It's all about optics, isn't it? Which looks shite anyway. Caledonia is calling you, Bob. Nick Jury. Swinney says he has no power to act as US warplanes use our airports to illegally bomb housing schemes, primary schools, hospitals, mosques and service stations. Yet Scotland controls the police, can instruct air traffic control and can arrest US pilots with huge public support. Decent from Jury. See this protest here. See this.
El momento clave de la lucha imperialista.
That's just a government organised thing to make it look like there's some mass movement of Cubans that are, you know, part of this whole thing. Like, you know, it's like they're not into it. They're not happy at all. Trust me. So this getting swept up, like, you know, this influencer people or whatever, you know, like the Cubans right now are hungry and they've not had any power. Their power goes. They're lucky if they get 2 hours power a day. If they're lucky, they're fucking starving. This is all. These are quite close shots as well. You'll notice. So there'll be police very, very close by. There'll be a lot of police making sure that protest or that performative protest looks that particular way. Like this is all just optics. This is all just nonsense. Trust me. Or didn't, but I'm telling you, that's my opinion on that. Like, David Miller's calling in to question the integrity of Professor Yang. This is the guy that's been hitting the airwaves of late. It's all going on, right? Let me look at this Holyrood Sources thing before we head to the final frontier. Where is it? Here they are. These guys, right? So, I mean, look, check the fight, man. What are you doing at Easter Road? Bunch of fucking rugger buggers, man, you know what I mean? Get yourselves along to Murrayfield, like, you know? What are you doing at Easter Road exactly? Fuck me. Right, what are they doing? This is their... Every parliamentary Scottish political party leader will join us on the 1st of April for a Holyrood Sources live special. Wow. Right, so who have they got there, right? What a feast, right? But then this is the problem, right? Which group of managers do you want to have in Parliament, you know? And this is the thing, you know, there are a lot of other people involving themselves in this election, whether they're independent candidates, whether they're from these smaller party political organisations. And when it comes to hustings and everything, this is why this whole pantomime of the media class and the political class, you know, it's like the same thing. And the people who deserve the most condemnation are those who prance about performatively as if they represent the left in some way or other, or some position that's oppositional. China have been sending thousands of solar panels to provide support in Cuba, yeah. But, you know, it's this thing, it's like the issue I have is those that seek to participate in the pantomime as if it means something. And that's what irritates me. And this is a very exposing period that we're coming into now, because we're going to see all these academics and that, they're just looking for a gig. Jim Slavin said it to me when I interviewed Jim Slavin 5 years ago when we were doing the election campaign, and he made the point about all of these graduates, all of that, they're all just looking for a wee place, a wee opportunity. They all want to be part of the system, you know. Oh, I'm against it. Oh, yes, I will come and speak at this event. I will come and do this thing, you know what I mean? I will perform this particular duty to reinforce this particular aspect of the culture or the political culture. They're hoping to hear Sunshine on Leith. You know, that tune from the musical. I find this forthcoming electoral pantomime probably one of the most insulting that we've ever experienced, especially 10 years after the referendum. And I think that certain sections of left-wing discourse have a huge question mark over their heads, like, you know, that they're willing to literally participate in this and write about it or advocate on its behalf as if it means something, without going, you know what, this is absolute garbage. This is just a complete farce. Our Parliament is a farce. The main party political organs that populate it are embarrassing. You know, the complete, you know, it's just so empty. It's just so empty. And this aspect of it, you know, like, these are the main parties. It's like, why not get everybody along? Why not get a whole bunch of other cats there that are not part of these main party political organs? Like, this is the problem. Like, none of those people are different. That's why they all change party all the time. Such and such has gone from the SNP to the Greens, or from the Greens to the Your Party, or it doesn't matter, you know. It's just the same thing. "20 minutes to 1. I mean, this is the thing about the Sturgeon thing, you know, when everybody's going mental about Sturgeon. I think it's worth making the point that it's like, whatever Sturgeon's failures were, which are evident, Sturgeon was only ever an operative of a system with its own limitations, you know. So I just think there's a wee bit, like, you know, because you do, like, let's make a point about Sturgeon, you know. I don't know any other female politician or servant in the public sphere or otherwise who was subject to more, I'm just going to say it, you know, misogynistic abuse, because that's the truth. Sturgeon receives more vitriolic abuse from men and women than probably any other female politician that I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen a politician, if she's, you know, they call it, what does she call it, mainstream politics. Like, I don't like Nicola Sturgeon. I think Nicola Sturgeon is the archetypal party political neoliberal member of the neoliberal political class, who's only interested in representing whatever particular focus group might say at a particular time. She's not got any wedded ideology to anything. She's not got any grand vision. She just said what needed to be said to appease certain groups at any given time, you know what I mean? And she doesn't have any integrity. She's self-serving. She's a chronic narcissist. Her seamless pivot into being a writer and stuff like that, and also the fact that she's so excited to be around these literary circles, which are essentially just an extension of the Scottish Neoliberal Party's cultural project, you know, like all of these literary events and stuff that they go along to and feel important about, like they're all funded by Creative Scotland. That's just an extension of that Scottish cultural ideology. It's not like she's, you know, like become an artist all of a sudden, you know. Right, so again, it kind of exposes the corruption of the arts under neoliberalism and under a governing party like the Scottish National Party, you know, or the Scottish Neoliberal Party. So the fact that, you know, that she's just gone into that field, she's still around the same middle classes, the same chattering classes and stuff. But she, you know, just boring, tedious people, you know, pretending to be important because they paid themselves with state funds to pretend that they're artists. I mean, that is what the Scottish artistic cultural project was. It was like, were you a good boy or a girl? Are you a superist? Did you nod accordingly at the right time? Cool. Here's some money. Now you can go and pretend to be an artist. And that's what, you know, that's essentially the culture, the dominant culture that we've had for the best part of 10 years. Did you watch Strokegate? Total Theatre? I don't know what that is. So no is the answer to that. Diane Abbott. What about Diane Abbott? Diane Abbott. What about Diane Abbott? Right, I'll be back in a minute. I'm impressed with how many of you have hung around today when the sun's shining like it is. Respect to yourselves.
No, it's fucking mental. Being half Iranian and growing up. See, like the amount of fucking shite I got. People saying, oh, Iran's a fucking shithole and all this shite. Terrorist bastards. And now look at you, fucking screaming, Moon Iran! Moon Iran! But I tell you fucking something, the only fucking country that are not taking any fucking shite off Israel, and it's a fucking real shame the rest of the world are no fucking doing the same. But I guess it also shows the fucking grip Israel have got on the rest of the fucking world countries, that they're able to fucking get America to do all their fucking bidding, eh? The UK, like, oh, no problem, he'll come. And did he forget fucking Winston Churchill was fucking mad for the fucking Zionism too? They had that for the fucking history books though, eh? Fucking V for yourself, you wank. It's alright though, we're fucking waking up. But aye, folk will think I'm fucking nuts for seeing how it is, and I'll believe in all the fucking other nonsense off the fucking TV. Fuck all that shit, man. Fuck all that shit. I'm ready for the fucking revolution. I'm fucking gagging on it. Absolutely gagging, I'm ready. I'm ready for a fucking free world, man. It's about fucking time. Every cunt got what they wanted, and not just a fucking select few.
Everybody's talking, nobody's translating, only talking in tongue, out of tongue, not on a talking town. I'll defend your right to the great abyss. Until we're both chesting up in math. You know that I know, and I know that you know it would be too hard to miss something as big as this. There's an elephant in the room. There's an elephant in the room. No one has the courage or the voice to discourage the best. Yeah, everyone can see
Moment of truth. The moment of terror. Mouth is half closed. Microscopic bite size. Fighting demons to hold it in. Contemplating career path. Great acting skills.
That is so good.
And the sky is green.
That's a big bite.
Barely made a dent.
For a big arch.
For a big sludge.
It's distinctively McDonald's.
That's not a good thing.
Only McDonald's could do this type of burger.
Because most people don't have lab ingredients available in their kitchen.
But it also is unlike anything else on our menu.
Unlike anything our ancestors would recognize.
It's a delicious product.
Product? Interesting choice of words.
You know, you've got sort of the cheeses.
Processed cheeses, terrible.
Gooiness.
Gooiness is true.
But those crispy onions.
Seed oil onions.
Well, gives a nice texture.
That texture doesn't exist in nature.
Of course, we've got the pickles.
Polysorbate 80 pickles. Insanity.
I'm going to enjoy the rest of my lunch.
No, you're not.
But big arch.
Big sludge.
Try it when you can get it.
0% chance.
Another perfect day in Paris. Paris? I wish it was Paris. In paradise. So today we are at the Parkhead Forge in Glasgow, and I'm going to sing you a little song. I wish I had a grey Cortina with my stereo and racing trim. Cortina owner, no one neater. I wish that I could be like him. I never copped a parking ticket. It never seems to show its age. Cortina owner, no one me no. Wish that I could be like him. That design holds up well, doesn't it? Held a W registration. I can't even remember when that was, the early 1980s. Can you remember the cars? That's a two-door. You don't see very many of them. Right, if you haven't already subscribed to the Zambo TV, now's the time to do it. Thank you all for watching. That's a nice looking thing, isn't it? Right, bye-bye.
Right. We're off. Big turnout in Edinburgh today to push back against the far right, who have organised yet another hate march in the city. The Unite the Clans march is supposed to be happening, and the last time the Fash were out in the city, they caused massive trouble. Follow us for live updates. Yep. It's always telling, like, you know, a big day out for the Canary and Co. Come on, chaps, let's smash the Fash. Heading to Porty on the bikes after this. Well, jolly good with that. So anyway, it's going to be a lively month ahead, I think, as the tedium of the election hits home. But we've got to endure it still. So, first of all, thanks very much for everyone who donated today. I noticed the old thing was flashing up a few times, which is always nice to see, because it does take a bit of an effort, to say the least. Good that Brian was able to join us, because that was my... I needed to check a few things anyway, technically, to get Cats in to have a chat and stuff, so we've done that. We've got that fixed up, which is good. Does anybody want to add anything before we head to our final? Does anybody else want to join here? Fragment of the new, Norman Harmon. Always great, always great. What's Brian Spanner saying? I simply cannot wait for the Glaswegian progressives' realisation that they are fucking right on hallucinations about what a thriving city looks like reaches the same point when the fucking morons worked out the SNP was a cavalcade of malign simpletons. I think that, you know, what can we say? Looking forward to more guests. You're not the only one, I can tell. Daddy Scotty goes to say, you like Bob Marley, they're going to be tired to see your face. It's like, they are tired for seeing my face. They've become tired from seeing my face. Talking to Daddy Scotty will be at the Mash House tonight with the Mighty Oak sound system, which promises to be another great vibe. In fact, I'll play our last little collection of clips here before I return briefly one of which does actually have. Last week we went up to Dundee to the One Love Hi-Fi and the Burning Bush Sound from Aberdeen, who were brilliant, and it was a great sound clash in Dundee, which there's a wee clip off here on this latest comp that I'm going to play before I go. Right, I'll play this, then I'll come back, and then I'll play out on our outro track. But I must say, given the vibes of the day outside, I'm quite flattered. I'm humbled to see how many of you have decided to stay in, or maybe you're just sitting out in the garden with your iPads, watching me slave or shite on the internet. I'll be back in a minute, and then we'll all be departing for the rest of the afternoon.
What's your take?
The party is officially over.
Did you know that the word metaphor is itself a metaphor? It comes from the Latin metaphora, which means to carry across. So a metaphor is essentially a bridge that separates two different realms. Let's take the famous metaphor from Shakespeare that goes, all the world's a stage. In realm 1, the literal realm, we know what the world is, and we know what a stage is, but when we cross the bridge, we enter a new realm of meaning where we gain insight into the nature of the world, that most people in life are just playing a role or acting a part.
We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking.
But not all bridges are created equal. Some are well known and easy to cross, while others are terrifying, but lead to exciting places. So that begs the question, which bridges should we cross?
Oh, Truman. You knew this would happen. You know you can't drive over water. Just go home where you'll feel safe.
Job plastic
go. Energy.
We are singing for both songs tonight, you know. And you know we're not partial. From them not bait and them not pirate. All them want to do was steal the food from we plate. Them tell a long time the jokes. Chill just a wait. Long time me there man I hold down the fake. The one day me know ja I go open the gate. They say them not communicate. So me have to disassociate. Yeah, me tell them.
Easy and they can make coming live and direct. Easy and they can make coming live and direct. Anything that me say, don't forget upset. Hey, Daddy Scotty, easy.
Tell you what a heavyweight sound. Burning bush, heavyweight sound. What a heavy duty sound. Cause so when they play, say the crowd gather round. What a heavyweight sound. I tell you it's a rootsman sound. I tell you it's a righteous sound. I tell you it's a conscious sound. A people may say come gather round. Whether you from the country or the town, Chawacha man, this are the righteous sound. Burning bush with the crowd gather round. Yeah, they make the crowd, they get around. We make you smile and we say think of where you from. Burning. Rastafari make the people gather round. Tell them Ali Selassie I bring my sick upon the throne. Shot Rastafari hit my way the triple crown. Burning bush and the champion song. Tell them once again we in a Dundee town. I come and ice up the place right you know. At the fire blazing up ganja glow. Yo. Here now. I'm gonna move. Big heavy duty sound system, Aberdeen, Dundee, big up on yourself. Good night. Let's get swine.
Right, okay. Niall Fraser says Antifa are openly attacking people in Edinburgh. So hopefully some of those attacks land on you, Niall. Hopefully some projectile scones you right in the bonds, like, you know. The weird thing about these folk is they act so hard, you know, they've got all this big talk in that. But then as Brian was saying to me this morning when he come in, he says they need their police escort, you know, down to go to their demonstration and stuff. So it's a bit weird, isn't it, you know? But how much truth is in that? You know, you would think if Antifa are attacking us. And then it's quite interesting as well, isn't it? Because they want to portray the left as kind of like, you know, nose-ringed, wearing purple-haired, smelly people or whatever like that. But then they start crying and getting upset when apparently they're getting attacked. So, I don't know. Who knows what to believe, right? The other thing I was thinking about when I seen that guy... what's his name? Brian. I've got this kind of strange thing, you know, where it's increasingly, you know, people. This is X is the landscape for the chatting classes. Let's be honest about this. We know that it's an ever decreasing demographic of people there, or group of folk that kind of exchange pointless perspectives. But the Brian Spanner people and a few others. There's a few other prominent accounts that are essentially anonymous. And I just wonder. I think that, you know, it deserves a sort of level of critique, because you notice that they get quite invested in it all, and they become very angry, and they get quite militant about wanting their perspectives and their ideas to be heard. And I think increasingly, you know, it's becoming just so peculiar, this idea that you operate from behind anonymity, yet you're determined that your perspective should be taken seriously. it's a kind of weird thing, you know. It's like it's almost like, you know, it's like there's an Emperor's New Clothes thing there in it or something, but even more weird because, you know, you're starting off from the position of going like, I'm not who I say I am. I'm not who I say I am in any way whatsoever. I'm unidentifiable. I demand that you listen to what I've got to say. I demand that you get upset when I'm upset with you. I demand that you take seriously my social critiques or otherwise. I mean, is it just me? I don't know. I mean, I think there's definitely a place for anonymity on the internet. But if you're expecting folk to like want to pay attention to what you're saying, I'm not entirely sure that's the best way forward. Beldam Lascar says, well done, Bob. Thank you very much, Beldam. Well done to you, and well done to all. Niall Fraser got rejected by Reform. How much of a useless fucking twat do you have to be actually be rejected by Reform? I mean, that kind of says all. I noticed he's quite hostile towards them. I think he might have thrown his hat behind Rupert Lowe's thing, Restore. But it's a dull one for now. Maybe I'll pop over to that protest. I might, you know, maybe I'll go over there just now and just see what's what, if they're all still shouting at each other. Or maybe I'll no fucking bother, like, you know. Right, listen, thanks so much for everybody that's joined us this morning. Thanks for everybody who's donated. If you watch on catch up, you can also donate then if you're catching up on things. We'll be getting a wee bit more organised as we move into the election fever. I'm going to play out with a track. I did start the show with it a few weeks ago, and I'm going to play out on it because I genuinely think, I mean, I don't know whether this is getting the amount of airplay that it should be getting, and I don't know whether Scottish folk are behind them or know of them, but I think everybody should know of this duo, this group, the folk drama. They're absolutely brilliant, and this is genuinely, I mean, as a producer, composer, songwriter, you know, I've got some concept of like how you put things together, and I just think this is an absolutely masterfully put together piece of music. It's a great pop song, it's a great record, and I think that people should be buying it. Go out and buy this track, play it, give it to people. This deserves significant airplay. It deserves to be a hit. So this is the folk drama, A Lesson in Letting Go. Thanks for joining me all this morning. I'll catch you all soon again. Take care, people. Ciao. Have a great weekend. Folk drama, A Lesson in Letting Go.